Depression symptoms and warning signs. How to recognize depression symptoms and get effective help. The normal ups and downs of life mean that everyone feels sad or has the blues from time to time. But if emptiness and despair have taken hold of your life and won't go away, you may have depression. Depression makes it tough to function and enjoy life like you once did. Just getting through the day can be overwhelming, but no matter how hopeless you feel, you can get better. Understanding the signs, symptoms, causes, and treatment of depression is the first step to overwhelming the problem. What is depression? Sadness or downswings in mood are normal reactions to life's struggles, setbacks, and disappointments. Many people use the word depression to explain these kinds of feelings, but depression is much more than just sadness. Some people describe depression as living in a black hole or having a feeling of impending doom. However, some depressed people don't feel sad at all. They may feel lifeless, empty, and apathetic, or men in particular may even feel angry, aggressive, and restless. Whatever the symptoms, depression is different from normal sadness in that it engulfs your day-to-day life, interfering with your ability to work, study, eat, sleep, and have fun. The feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, and worthlessness are intense and unrelenting, with little, if any, relief. Are you depressed? If you identify with several of the following signs and symptoms, and they just won't go away, you may be suffering from If you identify with several of the following signs and symptoms, and they just won't go away, you may be suffering from clinical depression. You don't sleep or you sleep too much. You can't sleep or you sleep too much. You can't concentrate or find that previously easy tasks are now difficult. You feel hopeless and helpless. You can't control your negative thoughts, no matter how much you try. You have lost your appetite or you can't stop eating. You are much more irritable, short-tempered, or aggressive than usual. You are consuming more alcohol than normal and engaging in other reckless behavior. You have felt that life is not worth living. Seek help immediately if this is the case. What are the signs and symptoms of depression? Depression varies from person to person, but there are some common signs and symptoms. It's important to remember that these symptoms can be part of life's normal laws. But the more symptoms you have, the stronger they are, and the longer they've lasted, the more likely it is that you're dealing with depression. When these symptoms are overwhelming and disabling, that's when it's time to seek help. Signs and symptoms of depression include feelings of helpless and hopelessness, a bleak outlook, nothing will ever get better and there's nothing you can do to improve your situation, loss of interest in daily activities, no interest in former hobbies, pastimes, social activities, or sex. You've lost your ability to feel joy and pleasure. Appetite or weight changes. significant weight loss or weight gain, a change of more than 5% of body weight in a month. Sleep changes, either insomnia, especially waking in the early hours of the morning, or oversleeping, also known as hypersomnia. Anger or irritability, feeling agitated, restless, or even violent. Your tolerance level is low, your temper short, and everything and everyone gets on your nerves. Loss of energy, feeling fatigued, sluggish, and physically drained. Your whole body may feel heavy, and even small tasks are exhausting or take longer to complete. Self-loathing, strong feelings of worthlessness or guilt. You harshly criticize yourself or perceived faults and mistakes. Reckless behavior. You engage in escapist behavior such as substance abuse, compulsive gambling, reckless driving, or dangerous sports. Concentration problems. Trouble focusing, making decisions, or remembering things. Unexplained aches and pains. An increase in physical complaints such as headaches, back pain, aching muscles, and stomach pain. Depression and suicide. Depression is a major risk factor for suicide. The deep despair and hopelessness that goes along with depression can make suicide feel like the only way to escape the pain. Thoughts of death or suicide are a serious symptom of depression, so take any suicidal talk or behavior seriously. It's not just a warning sign that the person is thinking about suicide, it's a cry for help. Warning signs of suicide include talking about killing or harming one's self, expressing strong feelings of hopelessness or being trapped, an unusual preoccupation with death or dying, acting recklessly as if they have a death wish, speeding through red lights, calling or visiting people to say goodbye, greeting affairs in order, giving away prized possessions, tying up loose ends, saying things like everyone would be better off without me or I want out. A sudden switch from being extremely depressed to acting calm and happy. If you think a friend or family member is considering suicide, express your concern and seek professional help immediately. Talking openly about suicidal thoughts and feelings can save a life. If you are feeling suicidal, when you are feeling extremely depressed or suicidal, your problems don't seem temporary. They seem overwhelming and permanent. But with time, you will feel better, especially if you reach out for help. If you are feeling suicidal, know that there are many people who want to support you during this difficult time. So please reach out for help. Read Feeling Suicidal or call 1-800-273-TALK in the US or visit Befrienders worldwide to find a helpline in your country. The phases of depression. Depression often looks difficult in men and women, and in young people and older adults. An awareness of these differences helps ensure that the problem is recognized and treated. Depression in men. Depression is a loaded word in our culture. Many associate it, however wrongly, with a sign of weakness and excessive emotion. This is especially true with men. Depressed men are less likely than women to acknowledge feelings of self-loathing and hopelessness instead, but tend to complain about fatigue, irritability, sleep problems, and loss of interest in work and hobbies. Other signs and symptoms of depression in men include anger, aggression, violence, reckless behavior, and substance abuse, even though depression rates for women are twice as high as those in men. Men are a higher suicide risk, especially older men. Depression in women. Rates of depression in women are twice as high as they are in men. This is due in part to hormonal factors, particularly when it comes to premenstrual syndrome (PMS), premenstrual dysphoric disorder (PMDD), postpartum depression, and perimenopausal depression. As for signs and symptoms, women are more likely than men to experience pronounced feelings of guilt, sleep excessively, overeat, and gain weight. Women are also more likely to suffer from seasonal affective disorder. Depression in teens. Depression in teens. While some depressed teens appear sad, others do not. In fact, irritability rather than depression is frequently the predominant symptom in depressed adolescents and teens.